Good morning again. It's me again. So it's a 6:15 start today. We've had our time slots move forward because of this pandemic. So the night shift clock out at 6 o'clock. So if we come in at 6:15, we don't pass each other and all that sort of stuff. You obviously will know what it's like at the minute. Today I'm delivering between Malton and Pickering, North Yorkshire, between York and Scarborough. I've just done my first delivery here and it's another cracking day. I love it, absolutely love it. So yeah, in the middle of nowhere you find these places. Yeah, they do all farm buildings and stuff like that, so they have the steel girders and that to make the frame of the building, put all the timbers in there to make the external part of the building and form the roof. Now I've just delivered in there. Now I've got to try and spin it round in there somehow to get back out because the gate is behind us, so could be quite interesting. I'm not sure I'm going to get round, if I'm honest. It's very tight. I think that van's in the way. What I'll do is I'll tuck it tight up to that skip there. Don't know if you can see it, but I'll go really tight to that skip, which will give me the maximum amount of room I can spin round. Then we'll go right up to the front of these containers and turn just before we hit them. So our wing mirror there is almost touching. But we've also got to remember as well is back there, I don't know if you can see very well, there's a blue container, and when the trailer starts to spin round it'll push backwards a little bit. So we need to be mindful that that blue container is there, that van's there, those containers are there. So I've got to try and do this in one. Now what we can do, and I'll explain this better, what's going to happen is as you can see, all those Susies and electric lines there are stretched already, and I've barely turned. So you can pan out a little bit so you can see. Yeah, and I've barely turned. Now what I'm going to do is jackknife the lorry in like a big U like that. But it's going to stretch them even more, and I don't want them to stretch because we might end up snapping them. Now if we snap them, we're in big trouble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them off. And we've got a special little button, but I'm just going to go make sure this trailer's got that button. As you can see, there's a little bit of room, but not much. But you've got to be careful of the trailer corner there hitting the containers. So my plan is take all these off. That would mean that the trailer brakes come on because there's no air supply to them. Now normally, oh there it is, here we've got two buttons. This is the parking brake button that pulls the brakes for the trailer on, but if we disconnect it at the airline, that will come on automatically. However, this button here allows excess air in the system to release the brakes on the trailer without it being connected up. So in order for us not to stretch or snap those air lines or electric lines, I'll disconnect it, I'll press that button in, and then I'll be able to spin the wagon round really, really tight. Okay, so that's my plan anyway. Might be a bit noisy this, but I'll tell you what, I'll turn engine off, shall I? I'll turn engine off for a minute. And I'll get my gloves. The things you've got to do. Right. As you can hear, there's a little bit of an air leak already because the Susies are so stretched. And plus also, we don't want it to go underneath here. If it goes underneath here, it gets all grease on them and everything. So we'll just, which one comes off first? We'll take the yellow line off first. So we'll take that off first and we'll just rest it there. Then the black line comes off and we'll just rest it on the floor. Then the green line, the ABS line, and finally the important one, the red line. So now we're completely disconnected. As you can see, there's no air going to that trailer now whatsoever. So those brakes will have come on. And I'll demonstrate that now to you. I'll start the engine up again. There we go. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into drive, like that. I'm going to release the handbrake and try move forward. It won't let me move forward. The brakes are solid. Okay? So now we'll go press that special button. What we'll do now is, you might be able to hear the air. We press that in. There, did you hear that? That's the brakes under there coming loose. And while we're here, we'll have a quick look at the gap. So I've perfectly worked that out. So now the trailer swings round there, it's going to miss all them. So fingers crossed, I'll be able to spin it round now without causing any damage at all to the trailer, to the unit, or to the other people's property. Now I wouldn't ordinarily film this, but as it's going to be extremely slow speed, I don't suppose it matters. Right, that van is my problem. I've already got my wheels at full lock. Down there, you can see that. We'll see how it goes. Got a special light, it's got a tortoise there, D and a tortoise. That means it's drive, but will go really slowly. So I'll put it on that so we don't go silly. Okay, see what happens. I don't think we're going to make it because of that van. Okay, but look at the dust. Whew. Whew. Right, you can see the angle of the trailer now to the unit. Yeah, it's not great. And if you look out that mirror there, you can see that I've nearly completely jackknifed the lorry, but because of that van being there and there's nobody here, I'm going to have to back it up a little bit and jackknife it even more. So I'll turn the wheel and I'll go backwards, jackknifing it a bit more. We can't go too much, otherwise we'll end up Alistair come. People keep ringing me at the wrong point, don't they? So yeah, so I'm jackknifed quite a lot actually now. And as you can see, I shouldn't be looking at that, but if you imagined that all the lines were still attached to that now, I'd have probably snapped them. So it was a good decision to take them off. But now I should just we've missed that van, so we need to start straightening it up a little bit. But remember the headboard on the trailer, and also remember those containers over the back there, yeah. Oh, you can see them. Yeah, got to be careful of the back of the trailer spinning into those containers. Now we've got that steel there to contend with now. Whoo, look at the dust. Success! Now if they'd left the lines on, they would have snapped for certain. So it's a good job I took them off. Oh yeah, I'll go connect it all back up now and chain it all back up, and then on to the next job, which is about 20 minutes away, I think, in the centre of Moulton. And then when I've done that, I think it's just back to Bradford and that's it then. So happy days. Maybe I'll get some time at home in the garden, in the sunshine. See what happens. Okay. So we're hooked back up. We're ratcheted down. We're ready to go to the next one, which is about 20 minutes away. And that is that. I might just have to concentrate a little bit more on that one because it's a bit tight as well. But I'll assess it when I get there, and as long as it's safe to do so, then I'll try and get a bit more footage of it. But in the meantime, I'll show you what the road from Pickering to Moulton is like, out in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful. Sun's out, birds out, animals out. And it's warm as well. What are we looking at? 15 degrees? What's that all about? And then it's going to snow next week by all accounts. Hope not. Hope this continues. Right, I'll be back. We'll take a left out of this yard, and it's a very fast road, so we need to make sure that there's nothing coming in either direction, because we need to go across to the other side to come back. So we get the trail around the gate post. There we go, we're off. Do you know what I like to do as well? When I'm happy, I like to pat my horn. Like that. 50-mile-an-hour road this, for trucks. You just got to be careful of all the little side roads. Not like a motorway, anything could happen, and this time of year particularly, pheasants and partridge are our main problem with them flying across the road or running across the road. They're quite big birds, the pheasants. They can cause a fair amount of damage. I had a pigeon hit my windscreen about 2 weeks ago. Fortunately that didn't cause any damage, but they're quite heavy birds as well. You've just got to keep your wits about you. Never be complacent. Always expect the unexpected. We turn right there, we go to Flamingo Land. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's a theme park, adventure park, whatever you want to call it. Roller coasters and all that. Have to be quick. Oh, silly boy, silly boy. There's a car coming out of that junction there. There's a car coming towards him. If that car in the junction hadn't looked and just pulled out, that could have been quite a disaster. Like I said, always expect the unexpected, and there was a prime example. Look at that scenery, we're just blessed, aren't we? I love Yorkshire and Lancashire, more Yorkshire. There's a bit of rivalry, isn't there, between Yorkshire and Lancashire, the red and white roses. But when you're out in your wagon like this and you've got this to look at, everybody's equal, no rivalry whatsoever. Can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be. Stevie Wonder, I think, this year. Could be wrong. Another naughty boy. Now what's he done wrong there? He's overtook me on Hatchins. And overtook me on Hatchins with a turning space. The vehicle's coming the other way. I know there was nothing coming, but rules are rules, I'm afraid, and they're there for a reason. They should be adhered to. Double white lines means no overtaking. Solid white line on the other side means no overtaking, but the dotted white lines now means that we can overtake if it's safe to do so. Still 50 mile an hour. Just going to ease off a little bit because that signpost there says there's a tight left and a tight right bend, so we'll just take it nice and easy, just let it course round the bend, and then once once we get onto the straight, we'll open it back up again. There we go, back up to 50. All I do in my job is deliver steel, that's it, I don't deliver anything else. The company isn't permitted to carry anything else. So, it's just steel. Roundabout, I've just had a signal on the dashboard to say that I've turned the adaptive cruise control off, which I'll explain about later. Now using the exhaust brake and not the foot brake to slow the vehicle down until it gets to a point where I can just use the foot brake gently. And you'll remember in the last video that I did, I explained the effect of using your foot brake too much, and then it makes the brakes ineffective, so they don't work as well as they should do, or work at all in fact. Coming up to the roundabout where the A64 from Leeds to Scarborough is, we're going to go straight across here. So left hand lane, there's no signs, so left to go straight on, unless signalled otherwise. And then as we pass this junction, we'll indicate left. Just take it nice and easy. Indicate off, 30 mile an hour road. Still a built up area though, so you've got to ask yourself, is 30 the correct speed to do? I'd say probably 25. Right, just wait for that van to come past. And then we're pretty much going where he's come out of. Oh, there's a car coming as well. We'll flash him out. Not enough room for both of us. Alright then. Thank you very much. Thank you, mate. Cheers. You alright? I'm not so bad, you?
You're the famous person off Facebook, are
you? If that's how you perceive it, then yeah.
How are you doing? Alright?
I'm alright, mate. Yeah, where you bound?
Well, yeah, I'm off for my dinner.
Good lad.
Alright.
You off home? Nowhere open, is there? No. Alright, catch you later. It's nice to be recognised, I guess, but do without it. Right. Here we are, so we're delivering sort of over there. And we need to back in, so what I need to do is I need to drive up here, in there, in there, and then backwards up there and then down there, because we're going into that place in the corner over there. So I'll need to concentrate on what I am doing. So I'll put the hazards on and the lights so people know that I'm doing a manoeuvre, and I'm going to put my nose in front of that gate. I've already had a look in their yard to see if there's anything there, and the yard is clear. The yard is clear, so that's all good. Pop it in reverse, and we're going to do a reverse to my offside. We've got to keep tight to the curb. Whilst watching the headboard on that fence there. Bear with me a second, this gets awfully tight, does this? Which door are we going in, mate? Are we going in that door or that far one? Oh. Watch the trees. Oh, now we've got some cars to contend with now. Might have to just try this again. I'm up on curb. I've got my wagon in the trees. Wing mirrors touching the fence nearly. Oh my goodness me. That's better. That's a better angle. Sorry about that. Cars to contend with, fences to contend with, trees to contend with, wing mirrors to contend with. Who said this job was easy, eh? You know what though, you've either got it or you haven't. You what, sorry? Alright mate, yeah, no worries. Right. So that's where I've come in from there. That's the door I'm going in. There. And we've got these cars here to contend with, and that building there to contend with. It's good practice. And it's a challenge, if nothing else. Right, that's us done there. Got an empty trailer now. And it's back to Bradford, so we're back in Bradford in about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. About 2:30, 20 to 3, something like that. We'll get the trailer dropped. We'll give the old girl a bit of a shower or a bath, depending on how busy it is. Get all that dust from earlier off of her, because she's got a lovely shade of brown, and I don't like that. I like my wagon to be clean. So yeah, I don't know if you might have seen how tight it was getting in that place. Well, I did better getting in than I did getting out, because on the way out I tickled the gate. You remember I mentioned about the swing at the back of the trailer when you're spinning it round? Well, I forgot my own advice, and in my eagerness to set off home, I just tapped it slightly, so obviously I had to go back and check that it were alright and that it shut and everything, and they were fine with it. Just knocked a bit of paint off of it, that's all. These things happen, I'm afraid. That's why you've just got to be so careful all the time. It is quite a relaxing job when you're out on the road, but it can be quite intense when you're on customers' premises, and they don't quite understand how movements of wagons work and stuff like that, and the parked cars there, and pallets of steel and all that sort of stuff, and put fences in awkward places. But that's part and parcel of our job, and that's what makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so back to Bradford.